Hello, storytellers. I have not gone live on here with my phone since like a long time ago. So I'm trying to get myself acclimated with the screen. Um, and of course, here comes my child. Okay, mommy's on live right now. I thought I was going to be able to get on here without the children popping on, but they love the camera. I just wanted to come on here and say hello because I miss my storytellers family. I miss y'all so much. And I know that I've been away for a while. I've been away for a while and I am just trying to move through these life transitions. So a major transition for me. Um that I can share, that I'm excited to share. My family and I relocated. We have left the South and we are now on the West Coast. We are living in the Bay Area now. And oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mind Your Healing. Hi, Breakthrough. I miss y'all. Oh, y'all are coming on. Hi, hi. I miss y'all so much. And I've been trying to find a time to come on here and talk to y'all and pull cards or do something, and it's just been really hard, but we are in the Bay Area now. I love it. I love being so close to the mountains. I love being so close to the ocean. There's also like a river nearby my house, so I'm just like like overload of like all the beautiful elements and nature that's out here, y'all. I was driving the other day, was dropping my husband off, and the kids and I were on the way home, and we were driving through the mountains, but it was like there was just like open pastures, and, like, obviously, I'm from the South, so I'm used to seeing farmlands and all of that. But there was just something about seeing these huge, like, I guess they're like windmills. They don't like the traditional windmills, but, like, just these huge, larger than life, windmill things. I have to make sure that's what they actually call it. I have pictures. Um, and just to see mountains, like, to look over the edge and just like, "Wow, we're so high up." It's so different. There's so much spaciousness here. I'm experiencing so much spaciousness, not only because of the land and because of um, where we are, but also just in my life. I just feel like my heart opening. And I know that when that happens, that means that something beautiful is on the way. And I'm so excited about it. Thank y'all so much for the congratulations. Hi, everybody coming in. But yeah, I've been so excited about this move. It's something that I saw in meditation months ago. Um, I was really like, like the way that I tell it, my ancestors told me that I need to start going more into trance. And so I was like, yeah, I haven't done that in a while. And so I did that. And the moment I like put myself in this trance, um, I saw myself, like, I saw my life, but I was, like, in a place that I didn't like, I'm like, "That's not the house that I'm living in," and I remember in this trance, I was looking out this window and I saw mountains, and I was like, we're in California. We're in California," which is weird because 'cause we've never like, my family and I, we've never talked about moving to California. We've never that's not been on our radar at all. Like, I am from the South, honey, the dirty South. I'm from Atlanta. I'm from the dirty South. I'm a Southern girl through and through. And so I've loved California visiting, but I'd never just said, "Oh, I could see myself living here." But when I went into that deep, deep, state of trance, I saw myself there. And it's interesting because my partner, he was working remotely, but I was asking him like, one of his offices is based out of this area, and I asked him after I had that experience, I said, "Have you been thinking about moving to California?" And he was like, "No, I haven't." And I said, "Okay," because it was interesting that I saw that of course, as soon as I said that to him, things just started going into motion, and that was last October. And so I started doing what I do, talking to the ancestors about it, and they just kept saying, like, yeah, you're supposed to be here. And so yeah, so for the last few months we've been planning to get out here, and we finally like took the plunge and here we are. And I feel good. I was talking to one of my good friends uh this morning, and she said in a voice note, she said, "You sound lighter. Like you have this levity to your voice." And I'm like, yeah, like I'm just hopeful. So I don't know all of what the spirits have for me out here, but I'm very excited to be here. And I'm excited for my life to kind of have some normalcy so that I can get back to the channel, so that I can get back to seeing my clients. I had to take like time away so that I could be present for the move. Like literally, like there's all that we have are just like what we could fit in a suitcase. We're still waiting on our cars to get here. We're still waiting on our clothes and our furniture and things to get here. So things are still in transit. I still don't have everything. We're sleeping on air mattresses. Like we are truly stuck in it. When I got here, the first car that I pulled was the Fool. And I was like, yeah, it feels like that leap of faith. And so yeah, we're just having a good time, and um I'm just grateful. The air out here is just so different. The spirits out here are so different. And excuse me, I know I just sniffed all the nails. I'm getting used to the allergies out here, child. I thought the allergies were gonna be better out here than they are in the south, but child, the pollen is still pollinating. But yeah, it's just been beautiful. And I wanted to just come on here and chat with y'all. Oh, chat with y'all and just see, let y'all know what's going on with me, see my face, hear my voice, know that all is well. Um, if you're not following me on Threads, I have been obsessed with sinners. Uh, oh, hey, period. Aha, welcome to Cali. I love Southern Cali. I hope to take my kids to Disneyland or something for their birthdays. We'll see. They might not like it. My kids are very particular. Hey April. Good morning. Uh oh, I was talking about Sinners, y'all. If you have not seen Sinners, go see Sinners. Go see Sinners. Go see Sinners. I am so obsessed with this amazing story. I can't get enough of it. It's all I've been talking about for weeks. I've been like evangelizing and telling people to go see this movie because I think that this movie is so important for us as Black folk, as spiritualists. Um, it has truly shifted something. I think in the culture because I think that a lot more people are having conversations around spirituality. People are having more ideas about what we can do with art, what we can do with story. And so I'm really excited about it. Stay tuned because I will be having a discussion on Sinners. I'm in the process of getting my panel together right now. I'm really excited. So that's coming up real soon. That might be like my reemergence back into the channel. So if you've been around, if you were here for when I did Hoodooing, which I am going to bring back, I'm going to do another Storytelling Tarot Presents. It may not, I probably will not stream it here on the channel. So you'll want to make sure that you're following me on something else. I'll also post it here on the channel because it's probably gonna be a Zoom call. I want to kind of keep it contained, and then if the spirits permit, then I will put it up on the channel as well. But I cannot wait. There's so much I want to talk about with this film. There's so many things to dive into. Um, Everybody did a great job. Of course, Hoodoo was represented, and so I want to talk a little bit about that. There's so much to dig into, y'all. So I can't wait. I cannot wait. So if you have not seen Sinners, please go see it. Please go see it. I know some people were concerned because it is marketed as horror and there are vampires in the film. I want y'all to know that though it is horror is black horror, and black horror is a little different from like mainstream horror. Um, I think that Ryan Coogler does such a great job of uh there's so much black dignity in the film. And so though yes, it has a couple, when I say a couple, I mean like maybe two or three jump scares. It's so worth it to me. Of course, check with your own spirit, take a friend maybe. I jokingly said on Threads, I was like, "Put some water under your bed and go see Sinners." Um, Go see it in daylight if you need to. But I am a scaredy cat. I'm a resident scaredy cat, and I wasn't scared. Which I'm surprised because I get scared about almost like things like that scare me. But um he handled it in such a way that it's like you can see the meaning and the significance behind everything. And so when you're into the story, which he does a great job of dropping us into 1932 Clarksdale, Mississippi, dropping down into those characters, into their world, you know so much about them, you love them by the time we get to what people consider the scary part. So it's worth it for me, to me. And you have about a month or so before I have this panel. So I would love for as many of you to come as possible so we can talk centers and share and hear from some brilliant people that I'm pulling together, um, whose opinions I value and who I think that y'all will also enjoy hearing from. So that is what's coming up. I've had some people request channeling the ancestral mothers. I have had that request come through. I also had someone say the other day, they were like, what did she say? Just ask what the answer what's going on with the ancestors, because by now, if you've been paying attention to the news, you probably have heard about the Nottoway plantation burning down. Yay. So a lot of people have been just wondering what is going on, what do the ancestors have to say about what's going on? And so I have not looked into those matters, but I know that someone has asked me to specifically just like what's going on? What are the ancestors what are they talking about? What's going on? And so I may do like a general read if I have the space and time. The time difference is so wild, like it's 8 o'clock in the morning here. And so I'm still like getting used to it. We're still pretty jet lagged, me and the whole family, the kids and everybody. So as I'm getting myself acclimated, hopefully I can find a schedule so that I can be more present. Um, yes, yes. Mind Your Healing says I can feel the ancestors heavy this year. It's a 9 year. We're in a universal 9 year. And some of the Yoruba traditions, nine represents the ancestors. Some of the rituals that we do in hoodoo, we do for 9 nights. Um, Nine is just a very it's an important number because we're also like wrapping up like karmic cycles and the cycles for the last 10 years. And so yeah, I expected the ancestors to be super active this year. Not that they're not always active. That's the thing. Some people are talking about, oh, the ancestors are awake. And I said, I don't think that the ancestors have woken up, so to speak. The ancestors are always awake. The ancestors are always present. We are the ones who are becoming more attuned to them. We are the ones who are waking up. We are the ones who are, um, coming out of our stupor, so to speak. And hi, Ika. So good to see you. I'm trying to keep my baby. She's not even fully dressed out of the screen. She knows I'm on camera, so she won't come around. But yeah, like we are the ones who are kind of uh, turning to the ancestors, and I think that um we are just starting to pay attention to the signs and the symbols. And so not to say that they're not more active. I do think there's a lot of active things happening, but I think that they thank you, Melissa. Um I think that what's happening is that there's more collaboration with the ancestors. Like we are doing more with the ancestors, and I think that that is what's powerful. Um, 'Cause I think that sometimes I saw someone say this the other day, and I couldn't agree more. That sometimes people come to um, African traditional religions, or they come to hoodoo or voodoo, or they come to like witchcraft. If you're into that, like people go to these ancestral veneration heavy traditions and come to the ancestors as though the ancestors are going to save us, as though the ancestors are our saviors. And one thing I say about hoodoo in particular, because that's my tradition, like, we don't have no saviors. We don't look for saviors. We don't need saviors, which is why I've been talking a lot. There's been a lot of conversations specifically because of sinners, a lot of questions around like the demonization of hoodoo versus like the black church and Christianity. And I have a whole thing about that. I have a whole program coming on that I'm developing around that, helping us, those of us who have left the church, um, walk away whole and not feel like we are having to separate ourselves and live with like perpetual shame or loneliness or fear because we've left the church, right? And so I've been having these like just one-off conversations on social media. And one of the things that I was saying is that, hoodoo is not a Christian denomination. Hoodoo does not come from Christianity. Um, One of the ways it was Hess Love that said it this way, um, that if anything, the black church came from hoodoo. Hoodoo, like there were people who were trying to like sun, if you know what I mean, try to sun hoodoo, like, oh yeah, that came out of the church. If you're in the church and you're a hoodoo, no, that's not necessarily true. I understand why people say that because of some of the things that hoodoo has injected into black church culture, but it was not the other way around. And so hoodoo don't need no saviors. And so that's the thing. I said that's how you know that hoodoo is not associated with Christianity because Christians need Jesus who died on the cross to save them from their sins. Hoodoos don't need that. Hoodoos are not, even though there are hoodoos who pray to Jesus, who venerate Jesus, it's not because we see him as savior. It's because we see him as ancestor. It's because we see him as a deity for some people. He's a spirit, just like all of the other spirits that we venerate. And so, by that alone, we are not Christian. And that might confuse people because hoodoos walk around with Bibles or they quote the Psalms, and there's a whole thing with that. So I'm developing some things there, a program that I really want to work with, particularly those of marginalized genders who are have already decided or have already left the church and who are looking for home. And I just want to remind you that home is with you. And so that's something that I'm working on. I'm working on very, very. I'm so excited about it actually, but that's one of the other things that I have coming down the pipeline. So like while I'm not here, I am developing things and trying to make things happen, and I'm excited about that. Um, '09 CS Cat says, "That's very true, Jada. I love that hoodoo is about your full autonomy instead of giving it away to external forces like organized religion in exchange for some sense of belonging." Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. We don't need that. And and also too, I will add this too. I personally believe that hoodoo is a religion. It might not fall under like the organized religion or religious experiences that people are used to and all of that. I personally like hoodoo is my religion. Um and what's powerful is what you were saying is yes, there's full autonomy. That there are um not necessarily the same rules that all hoodoos follow because hoodoo is also regional, it's communal. And so there are things that certain areas, like people in Georgia practicing hoodoo, not gonna be like the hoodoos in Memphis, not gonna be like the hoodoos like who are Gullah Geechee, right? That are not gonna be like the hoodoos in New Orleans or Mississippi, right? So like all of that is going to shift. It's communal, but it's still hoodoo. And I know that's a whole debate. People do not believe that hoodoo is a religion. People, to be quite honest, people shit on hoodoo, and I don't appreciate it. But that's a whole other topic for a whole other day, child. Because I could talk about that. A lot. There was a lot of that going on because of Sinners, and I'm glad that Sinners at least brought hoodoo into the conversation and did it in a way to me that was dignified. Like I said before, Ryan Coogler did a great job of dignifying Black folk, of dignifying Black religion, Black traditions. Um, oh, it's just masterful. It's just masterful. Yes, it was Hess that said that hoodoo it defined hoodoo as an ethno religion. Just like the food and line dances vary by region. Absolutely, it was Hess. And I'm grateful that Hess and the Chesapeake Conjure Society, like, I'm glad that they led the charge and that they are a big part of why we see hoodoo societies coming back, or I really should say, coming for the first time. And there's a new hoodoo society for those who are in the Chicago area. There's a Chicago Hoodoo Society that just started. I think they just had their interest meeting last night. So if you want to look on IG, you can go there. Um, I think it's just Chicago Hoodoo Society is their Instagram. Um, there's the North Star Hoodoos. There's the New England Hoodoo Society. Hope I'm not leaving anybody out. Those are the ones that I could think of. But Chesapeake is the one who started it all. So I'm super, super glad to be a part of a living tradition. Hoodoo is a living tradition. And though it doesn't have the same like precepts and laws and rules that people are expecting or like look for within like religions like Abrahamic religions like Christianity, hoodoo is alive and we get to work directly with the spirits and with the land. That you and working with yourself, learning how to work with yourself. That's hoodoo. How do I finesse, right? In the words of my mentor and hoodoo elder, Baba Arthur Ricky Dog Flowers, how do you hoodoos know how to finesse a thing? How do we finesse? Um, yeah, yeah, mind your healing. It makes sense because we adapted to what is available to us and it's still us. Yes. You're jumping on the bed, girl, but just making my phone jump. Um, yeah. Wow. Sorry, y'all. She's being she's being a child. But yeah, the way that we finesse a thing is that is hoodoo. That's a big part of hoodoo, how we adapt, how we shift, how we move, right? Through in and through life situations. Is why I love this tradition so much. Yeah, yeah. Mm. So yeah, so I cannot wait to talk about this more fully when we have this panel discussion. Like I said, I'm in the process of getting this panel solidified, and then once everybody gives me the go ahead, then I will post up some visuals and give y'all a date. But I can't wait to get into it and have these conversations. Trying to think, is there anything else coming down the pipeline? I will definitely come on here and let y'all know about when I am going to get back into production of videos. But for now, I did pull an oracle card before I go, and the card was 'cause I don't have my tarot decks are like who knows where they are. Inspired. I know that it's back. I think that it's backwards for you, but I'll read it. It says, "Inspired, creative drive, remain focused on your goals, keep your head clear." Um, and this was in conjunction with courting, allow others to take care of you. So I love these two cards together. I wouldn't be me if I didn't come on here and give y'all some kind of message. Um, but I love this idea of being inspired. And that's what I love about this movie Sinners. That's what I love about a lot of people are talking about Forever on Netflix. Um, the way that storytelling right now is really just inspiring folks to write their own stories, to tell their own tales, to put their hands on their own work is just so enthralling. Like there's an energy to it. And a lot of people, I think, are connecting this to their spirituality. I'm seeing the conversations, I'm seeing the responses of like, my spirituality is calling to me. Like my ancestors are calling to me. And at the same time, my art is calling to me. This book is calling to me. These things that I'm supposed to be creating. all of these things are starting to almost it seems like people are starting to almost like notice the living energy of their project, so to speak, or businesses or whatever it is that you do that's creative, right? And that might even be helpful to think of whatever it is that you are wanting to create or that you're actively working on. Think of it as a living thing. Think of it as something that has breath, right? Shout out to our ancestors, where I believe that hoodoos are animists, but also just in the spirit of animism, believing that everything has life source. And so it's not just plants and trees and grass and bugs and all of that, right? Like, what if our projects also had breath, had a life force? How then do we collaborate with that life force? I can't remember the name of the person who said it. So these are not my words, but I love this. Um, she gave the idea, she posed these questions. I can't remember them verbatim, but I'm gonna do my best. And it was something along the lines of, ask your project, how do you want to work with me? Ask your project, what do we need to do to make um this happen? What environment do you need in order for you to come into this world? What can I do to participate with you? What can I do to prepare myself? Right. Now, she didn't ask all those questions. I'm starting to riff at it now at this point. I think she asked the first question, which was like working with your project. But now I'm just kind of riffing. But I want us to think about that. What how can you be in collaboration with your ideas? Um, mhm, mhm. And then a question that I ask often when I'm talking about creativity is, how are we making it harder than we need to? How are we uh, complicating the plans? How are we getting in our own way? This card says remain focused on your goals. Keep your head clear. Because sometimes when we can get so like starry-eyed, which is a good thing, by the way. We get starry-eyed when we think about all the things that we want to do in this life and all the things that we want to create and all the things, like it's like, oh, like I can't I got I, oh, I'm so excited. And so the starry-eye, where it's like wonder and excitement, can sometimes turn into anxiety and fear. um that you might not make it, that you might not measure up, that it might not be good enough, that someone's not going to like it, right? And all those different things can also happen. And so Spirit is saying, keep your head clear. And what might it be like for you to not think about your projects as something that you do, but as something that you are actually in conversation with, that you have a relationship with, that the relationship is symbiotic, that you give life to it and it gives life to you. Like, what would it mean to think of it that way? What if the thing that you're trying to birth, what if you think of it as something that wants to be birthed in this life? And if it wants to be birthed in this life, then it knows how to bring itself here. It's just like when birthing parents carry babies, they always talk about, you think about like the end of the pregnancy, when just before you go into labor. I remember when I was carrying my kids, it was like, okay, when this baby gonna come out, child? When this baby gonna come out? Hey, Karen, when this baby gonna come out? And I learned during that time that like what makes a body go into labor? Um, it's the baby, y'all. Apparently, from what I learned, somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but this is what I learned. It's the baby that sends a signal that says it's time. What do you need, baby? I don't have I don't have the where's the packet? Okay, yeah, I wanna go on a field trip. We're gonna go on a field trip. We're gonna go to my kitchen because my baby needs something. Um So the the baby's the one who sends the signal. The baby is the one who sends some type of, I don't know if it's like a hormone or something like that, where that's what starts the birthing process. So it don't matter how ready the birthing parent feels and how uncomfortable the birthing parent feels, baby, it's the baby. So then if your project is the baby, your presentation is the baby, your artwork is the baby, your books are the baby, they are fully aware and sentient. If we could think of these things as sentient, then we can trust then that they know exactly when and how to be born. So then you can collaborate. You can say, well, I don't have to force it now because now I know, okay, this baby knows it can't stay in there forever. So I can trust my creativity. I can trust the timing and know it's going to happen when it's supposed to. So all you have to do is be in collaboration. Around the time when it's time for baby to come, they say that everybody doesn't have this experience, so I won't say it's universal. Put y'all down for a second so I can get my baby something to drink. But it's many people experience. Watch out, baby. Hold on. Many people experience nesting when they start getting ready. They start making room. They start, decorating and organizing. And so that doesn't mean just because baby's the one who determines when they come doesn't mean that there's no work for you to do. There is work for us to do. There is work for us to do. And so here you go, baby. Mama, here you go. Here, get your own. Get some water and I'll give you some too. Not my children need me to be a mama at this time. Uh but ain't that good, y'all? There's work for us to do too. So we don't just say hands off, the baby gonna choose everything, right? We say instead, what are the things that I need to do to prepare? How do I make this comfortable for me and for this baby that's coming? How do I make this more possible? And so, yeah, that's what I wanted to share about creativity. That's something that I've been experiencing. Is how can I make my own um how can I make room for the gifts that I have? I told you about at least two programs that I have planned. But there's so many more things that I have. And so how am I making room? How am I um giving myself grace to slow down when it's time? And how am I also being active by getting in motion when it's time to do so as well. There are times to be still and then there are times to move, right? Like people like to say rest is resistance and all of that. I ain't saying you can't rest, but what I am saying is there are times when you are saying that you're resting, but really what's happening is your faith is being challenged. Your faith is being challenged, and maybe you are stunned or fearful about what's going to happen in this birthing process. Is it really going to happen? Is it ever going to happen? Am I equipped? Am I capable? You are. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. Whatever you have in your spirit. Let me tell y'all about Ryan Coogler again about sinners. I'm telling y'all this Ryan Coogler was in his kitchen doing dishes. And he was listening to if you listen to the soundtrack, there's a song, it's also in the movie. Um Wang Dang Doodle. Wang Dang Doodle all night long. He was listening to that on repeat. Um and in the song, he was thinking about his uncle. Uncle had transitioned. And he was listening to that song on repeat. And in the song, they're talking about people at a juke, right? Having a good time. And in that moment, while he's washing his dishes, the idea comes to him. What would happen if these people who are in this juke, what would happen if vampires showed up? On his face, that sounds absurd, doesn't it? You're thinking about a whole bunch of black people in a juke joint, and vampires show up. What? That sounds absurd. But Ryan committed. How many times have your ancestors given you ideas? How many times have your Ori, your own head gave you an idea, a seed, and you discounted it, thought it was too silly, thought it was too absurd that nobody would get it, or that you must be tripping, right? Ryan committed to it. They say he wrote that script in 2 weeks. That movie, as of right now, has made over $300 million. His ancestors gave him that. He was in collaboration with his own artistic genius and his ancestors. And some people are saying that it opened a portal because we're seeing a lot of ancestral activity. Again, I think the people just woke up. I think we woke up. It's not that the ancestors woke up. We did. We're responding. But how many times have you been walking around your house and you had an idea? And you were like, oh no, people aren't going to understand. People aren't going to get it. People are going to miss. Ugh, no, I can't. No, I can't do that. But how many of us, how many of you are sitting on $300 million ideas? Ryan Coogler is not the only brilliant storyteller. I got a channel full of people. All of you, storytellers. And whatever your medium is, you might tell story with music. You might tell story with presentations and teaching. You might tell stories with in books and poetry. You might tell stories in pictures. So many ways, so many ways that we tell stories, that we uphold, right, our traditions and our people. But I think what I love about Ryan is that he committed to the idea that he received. Let's just see it through. Let me just write it. So that is the message I really feel. That's the message. Let me see what y'all say in the comments. Right on time. Yep. Let me get up. Uh-huh. hmm Resting does not preclude watching events carefully, preparing for all outcomes, and planning your strategic steps to meet your goals. Yeah. And you can even start to imagine what your life looks like after the empire. Hello. What mutual aid networks do you want and need? What does life look like without systems of oppression? Come on. Come on in the room with that one. Yeah. That requires radical imagination. And we can do that. We can go there. We can go that far. We're not, I don't think we're far from it, y'all. I don't think so, not anymore. He says, woke up thinking about this and that the abundance I've been praying for can come in the form of ideas that need to be followed through on. Yes, that's it. Uh-huh. Get out of my business. There's a whole project in Canva that I need to finish and sell. This is clearly my sign to file the trademark and get it popping. Baby, file the trademark. And look, I know that's not hard. That's not easy because I have trademarked storytelling tarot. It's not cheap, y'all. It's not cheap. And also protect your work. Sell your stuff. Put your stuff out. Put both your feet in that work. Hi, Rory. Yes, peace. Quoting your essay, Jada the storyteller. Every nigga's a star. Genius all up in this chat. That's right. Uh-huh. Yep. Move me to cleanse this space right now, making room for these new ideas. Yeah. Uh-huh. Jay says, just saw this right as I was laying in bed, feeling sorry for myself because I didn't get up as early as I wanted to. Need this reminder. That's okay, baby. You get it. You can get up now. We still have day left. You can get up now. I am. That is how I feel. How what like all of what I've been sharing with y'all is how I've been feeling. Um. Oh wait, hold on. The lawyer ladies at Noir IP and Boutique Lawyer can help. Let me screenshot that. So because I have something else that I need to trademark and I didn't want to pay $7,000 or whatever I paid last time. Hold on. Let me screenshot y'all. My phone broke. Not my phone. I dropped my phone. It cracked really bad. Can't see. So and it's plastic. I don't want to hurt myself. So definitely just screenshotted that. Exactly. Thank you for putting us on. Yeah, I want us to create. I've seen so many people say like There, this is what I've seen people do online that I want us to not to, like. Don't do this. Just don't do this. So many people are heralding and uplifting Ryan as though this is the best that there ever will be. I think Sinners is the beginning, or rather, not the beginning. Sinners is the continuation of this work, and we just all get in line. We just all do it together. If you remember the scene that everyone's talking about in Sinners, I won't spoil it for those who haven't seen it yet. But that scene alone should let you know that Ryan doesn't even believe he's the only one. That we are all in conversation. We are all in the vortex. We are all creating things to be in conversation with one another. I was watching a piece this morning. Oh, it was good, y'all. I gotta remember to make a post about it so y'all can watch it. It was a piece by Julie Dash. Julie Dash, you may know, is the writer director of Daughters of the Dust. She did a short film called Seeking, and my best friend Sarah McKeever Day sent it to me this morning. I was watching it and I was like, oh my God, this is what it's about. This is what it's about. It's mm, we have so much to talk about. We have so much to share. We have so many stories. And well, it just makes me excited. And so when we were talking about Daughters of the Dust and talking about seeking, Sarah was saying this reminds me of the South as a portal. And her work, she is the one who she's the mother who coined the South as a portal. And she named a project that I'm working on. She was like, and it reminds me of what you're doing. And I said, oh, for us to be in conversation. That when someone says the South is a portal and Sarah McKeever Days, may they also think of, oh, and that reminds me of Jada K. Story's work. And it reminds me of Ryan Coogler's work. And it reminds me of Julie Dash's work. And it reminds me of Toni Morrison's work. And it reminds me of Peace's work and Rory's work, right? And Foulet's work. Like, let us all be in communication that when they call one of us in the spirit, we all show up. Like, I got chills. Like, that is exactly why we must create. We must create. In the most heinous of days that our ancestors saw on this land, they were still creating. They were still creating. They were still moving their hands and working. They were still quilting. They were still gardening, right? They were still raising their children. They were still creating. And so, though we are living in late stage capitalism, we are seeing fascism in a way that our eyes have never seen. Not that our ancestors have never seen it. I do not agree that we're living in unprecedented times. I think these are precedented times because we have ancestors who lived through them already. And the way that we survive is by tapping back into the ones who've seen these days already. So, as we are living through these times, though, that we've never seen, we got to remember keep creating, keep creating, keep creating, mm, keep creating. We have to keep creating, y'all. Mm. You in it because I saw your name and spirit said call you out, Rory. That's how you in it. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Y'all, I'm excited. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. I said that I wanted to do like some I don't know when this is gonna happen. So I'm just spitballing what I said I wanted to do. I said that I wanted to do like some productivity rooms, like rooms to sprint so that we can work on our stuff. Work on our stuff. And sometimes you need people. Me, ADHD, sometimes I need body doubles. So sometimes being in a Zoom room with other people is helpful. So I said that I was going to start trying to do like maybe like some live streams where we're together. Um, I gotta get my life situated because I'm still like in the process of moving. So I'll see if that's something that I have time for, but that is definitely a desire that I have because I know we have so much to put out. We have so much to produce. I ain't gonna lie, I almost gave up, y'all. There's some things that I've been working on for years. And as I look at the climate, as I look at the government, as I look at everything that's happening, I'm like, dang, I'm I don't maybe it's not the time. Maybe next lifetime. Maybe it's not this lifetime. And my ancestors got on me so bad, like, girl, get to work. I said, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. Absolutely. um, Tom says, is it okay to share what you're working on with me? Yes, what? Please let me champion you. Y'all know I'm also a life coach. This is what I do with my clients. What are you working on? How can I help you move to the next level in that thing? So yeah, please share with me. I want to know. Let me cheer you on. Right? Let me because if not for the sharing, we wouldn't have the resources, right? Shout out to our Sim who told us about who we could go to for trademarking. If that never came up, we wouldn't have had that resource. So yeah, I would love that. Y'all can always email me. I don't think I can chat in here. Can I chat in here? Hold on. No, I can't chat in here. Dang. Okay. You know, on Instagram, you can like type in the chat too, but my email for those who need it is hello@jadakstory.com. Email me. Let me know what's going on. I say that versus like Instagram because I will lose it in Instagram. I'll be honest with you, I will lose it. So that says it's also making connections, relationship building, inspire steps and accountability is working with strategy. Yes. Okay, Tom, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear about it. I can't wait. Oh, I love this. Let's get to work, y'all. Let's get to work. For coaching, when will you have new appointments available? Mid-June for sure. Mid-June, I will have more appointments. I know right now you can't book a time with me because I'm still trying to figure out when I'm going to be working as I'm on West Coast time. So I need to figure it out with like also with my kids. Y'all saw they've been popping in the screen and needing me. Um, Not that I mind my children being present when I'm coaching. I just prefer if they're being cared for someplace else so that I can be present with my client because I want to, give that time as best that I can. So when I have like times, I will make that available on social media as well so people know that I'm back. But I think by mid June, I should be able to start holding that again because there's so many people I got to follow up with who want to start coaching, and just the timing for me. I want to make sure that I'm settled so we can get to work. Oh yes, you missed it, Rory. My family and I moved. We are in the Bay Area. We moved. Yeah, it's new. I just announced it today. So I just announced it today. So um, you are not out the loop. You are on time. um, oh, you're so welcome. Thank y'all for being here. This is so great. Yes, I'm excited because I got a couple of hoodoos here in the Bay Area. Yes, I made the move, y'all. I'm in my new house. um, so yeah, we're out here doing big things. I remember when I first came out here, I was like, okay, I like the area, but y'all know me, I'm a hoodoo. I gotta be okay with the land. And I was like, I don't know the West Coast. I'm a Southern girl. I don't know nothing about this. And I remember I came out here the first time and we started looking at homes and I was like, this is not it. And I kept asking my ancestors, like, are y'all sure? And they're like, yeah, we're sure. Are y'all sure? They're like, yeah, it's not these places, but we're sure. And so we left, went back to the South, went home. I think maybe a couple weeks or so went by. We came back to the West Coast, came out here, and this time I said, take me to the land. I need to go to the water. So we went to the bay and we went to the ocean. Baby, baby. The water spirits out here, different, different. I approached the ocean out here, like the Pacific Ocean, with fear and trembling. I looked at my partner like, "Can you come down here with me? Like, I know I do this, but baby." The ocean here is huge, and the spirits are just like it's like there have been times when I had dream about being swallowed by the ocean, and I find that comforting because of water spirits. But like this is the first time I felt it in real life. I was like, oh, I actually feel like this water will take me. But I did the things that I had to do there, and I felt like, yes, I have the blessing from my spirits to be here. It's beautiful, y'all. I told my partner this is the most beautiful place I've ever lived. It's the most beautiful places I've ever lived. And I am excited because I know that there are things that I need to create here. And what's super cool is the other day, because I went to go see Sinners in 70 millimeter IMAX. So I went to San Francisco, saw it by myself, took an Uber, and I went down to Oakland. Got dropped off in Oakland, went to a black-owned Botanica. Uh-huh. Um, After I shopped there, I just walked around Oakland. I just walked around the city, just looked around and just walked around. And just I've been present to the stories of because always stories, right? Present to the stories of our ancestors who left the South and migrated right here to Oakland, right? It was Yeye Louisa Tish who said in Jambalaya that that San Francisco, the Bay Area, was is a psychic seaport. That's what she called it, a psychic seaport. And I said, hold on, wait a minute. And she likened it to New Orleans. And I've been to New Orleans, baby, and New Orleans is a different place spiritually. And she likened San Francisco and the Bay to New Orleans, and I said, "Oh, there's something special here then." So I started reading and learning about the Great Migration and the ancestors who left New Orleans and who left Texas and came to Oakland. And so I've been just like tracking that story. So I just wanted to walk around Oakland and just be in the city, be around the people. And it was just nice. Um, and y'all know Ryan Coogler is from Oakland as well. So it was just super cool to just be there, to be here and to know that this is home now. So um, I'm excited. I'm excited. So if y'all are in the Bay Area, let me know. I'm trying to get together with some hoodoos. I already got at least two hoodoo homies, friends of mine who are in the area. But yeah, I want to be more in the community, more than I was in the South. North Carolina was good to me. It was good to my family. I miss the South. I miss being on the East Coast time zone, but this is home now, and it feels like so. Yeah, so I did not know I was gonna be yapping for an hour, but thank y'all for coming on. I miss y'all, and I'm glad that I can come in here and just give an update. I didn't want to do it on Instagram because that's not really where a lot of my people are. Y'all are primarily here. So thank you for allowing me to come on here and just kind of let y'all know what's going on in my life and to share a brief divination. Um, it's time to create, y'all. So yeah, if you want to send me your ideas, if you just need a cheerleader, um, or you just want eyes on it or whatever, send me an email. Hello@jdkstory.com. All right, y'all. We'll talk real soon. I cannot wait to bring forth the ideas and programs that I have coming real soon. All right, y'all. Bye.